Hello, my name is Vinnie Corbo, and once again I'm going to tell you about a couple of new bands that I think you should definitely check out. I'm also going to give you an update on some of the artists that I've spoken about in the past. So let's get started with the update. And the first artist that continues to blow me away is Ashnikko. Ashnikko is a solo artist, but she does do collaborations, and she's corralled an impressive production team to help her realize her visions. This month, she's released what she's calling her first album, Weed Killer. Now, in theory, this is her first album. However, she did release an album called Demi Devil, but she calls it a mixtape. But it's an album, by definition. I mean, it's a full album length. It's available on vinyl, CD, and cassette. Mixtape, album, whatever, it's excellent. She also released an EP called Hi It's Me, also on vinyl. So this is hardly a first album. Anyway, Weed Killer is a major step in her musical and conceptual evolution. As an artist, we're supposed to grow and evolve, and as we learn more, experience more, experiment more, we get better. And Ashnikko has done exactly that. So while her early material is extremely well done, I mean clever, provocative, adventurous, rebellious, and just great songwriting, Weed Killer takes a step into her darker side. Not that Demi Devil wasn't dark. She was definitely scouring the depths of her own demons, but she was coming at this from the vantage point of a younger female. Lots of teen angst. Weed Killer showcases a much more mature individual, both in personality and in musical development. My favorite song on the record is You Make Me Sick. Probably the best breakup song I've ever heard. Sorry, Alanis Morissette, Ashnikko has set a new benchmark. And isn't that what we want? Younger artists to do better than us, to take things to a level we didn't or couldn't. We provide the foundation for them to start higher on the evolutionary ladder. Each one of us builds on what went before us. So myself, I built on what was before me, and people after me are hopefully building on that. Ashnikko is definitely building on things that existed before her, and she's building upon herself. The music on You Make Me Sick is aggressive, dark, mean, and foreboding. It still has a hip-hop vibe, but it goes way deeper than any general hip-hop song that's just loop-based. Ashnikko's music is composed. Specific sounds, accents, changes that all support her brilliant and well-crafted lyrics. I love how she calls the guy a Chad. So funny. If you don't know what a Chad is, you might just be one. The video is incredible. She is literally purging the toxins from her toxic relationship. So let's take a look at the vinyl. Here it is here. I got this sent away for it. Front, back. Let's pull out the inside. So one of the reasons to buy these is it's so much better than streaming. You get so much more. So it comes with a book, and I'll show that in a minute. You know, vinyl, the sleeve itself has stuff, brilliant artwork, got the lights all over it, brilliant artwork, and really cool, check this out, colored vinyl. It's kind of a gray splashed vinyl, looks really cool. And the book that comes inside, you know, beautiful photography. I mean, it's just, look at the quality of this. Fantastic quality, and lyrics and all kinds of cool stuff in here. And I mean, look at this. You're gonna have to get it yourself. But the photography is just state of the art, top notch. Someone put the time in, someone put the money in, and really, that's what matters. My wife and I just saw both of her performances at Coachella. She killed it both nights. She's now openly queer and spoke about women's rights and trans rights right in the middle of the show. Very cool. She's also hired non-stereotypical backup dancers. On the other stage, Bad Bunny, who's just plain annoying, had a whole gang of carbon copy dancers that all had dancer bodies and looked pretty much exactly the same. Conversely, Ashnikko had dancers with regular bodies. She had one guy who was a little bit overweight by dancer standards. But to me, he looked awesome and he danced his ass off. He was so happy to be there and he really gave it everything. So committed. And I'd much rather see that than the mainstream basic dancer. My wife and I are going to see her at the Palladium on Halloween. That should be nuts. I've got my Ashnikko t-shirt on here, so I could be one of those guys who wears a shirt of the band that you're going to see. Not cool? I disagree. Why? Because everything I do is cool. And you're never going to go backstage and have the band say, ew, I wish you didn't wear the shirt of my band that you bought and paid for. So, So the next local band that I've spoken about is the Humblers. Definitely one of my favorite local bands. Just saw them again playing at a bowling alley. They do not belong performing in a bowling alley, but you take the gigs you can get. For me, it's fun because I can get up close and possibly be insulted by Gloria. One of the cool things about this show was that Delta was there visiting from out of town, and she sat in for one song. She was a former member of the band before relocating. Dynamite woman, really cool, really fun to talk to, and it was awesome to see her back with the band again. And that night I picked up their latest release on cassette. Here it is. Pink with a green interior. And with the cassette they gave me a sticker. Now, quality sticker, shiny, glossy. And the reason I even bring this up is, don't sell stickers. It's jive. Just don't sell stickers. They're promotional tools. You give them away. Yeah, I went to see a band one time. I paid $15 to get in, and then the dude in the band is like trying to sell me a sticker for $1 or $2. No, you give away your stickers. And you could sell T-shirts and vinyl and don't sell stickers. Okay, on to some new acts that you should not miss. Nova Twins. Nova Twins are two females from England. They have a male drummer, but I think that spot is revolving. They write their own songs. They do their own artwork. Check out the shirt. They design and make all their own stage outfits, all super imaginative and really well done. Their music is on the heavy side, but it stays clear, audible, and melodic. I've never actually been punched in the face by a female, but their music actually gives you a pretty good idea what it would feel like. Amy sings and plays guitar. Georgia plays bass and sings backup. Both of them use an extraordinary amount of pedals, and they are all necessary. Their sound is so unique because they are engaging and disengaging pedals the entire time they're playing. You really have to see this and hear this to understand what I'm talking about. But if you watch them, listen to them, it will change the way you think and approach your pedal board. Georgia also uses the Ring. It's a MIDI controller that she uses to add expression to notes and phrases as she plays. She is clearly a well-trained player with considerable music education. She plays the bass correctly with her fingers. Real bass players don't use picks. Her bass lines are very musical and very strong. She appears to be constructing her phrases modally. Her bass takes up so much room sonically that Amy barely needs to play, and for a substantial part of the show, she doesn't. She just belts out vocals and tries not to get hit by Georgia, who is literally jumping all over the stage. Seriously, one of the best acts I've ever seen. They recently moved from the smaller stage to the main stage at Glastonbury, and believe me, they earned it. Check out the video on YouTube for Choose Your Fighter. It's the last song of the set. Just excellent. There's also a great video of them performing that song in some British studio radio program. They have backup singers that really add a lot. And, you know, I actually prefer their live sound to their sound on recordings. I have their records and the recordings are well produced, but as a producer myself, I would have stayed closer to their live sound. They just added too many layers and some of the clarity and power gets lost. I like the rawness of the live show, but I still listen to the albums. Nova Twins. The two other acts that I've been listening to are Girli and Delilah Bon. I know, what's with all the female artists? Well, they're making cool stuff. What can I say? There's cool newer male acts, Viagra Boys, etc., but you've got to check these two artists out. Girli has a mainstream sounding song called More Than a Friend. It should be a hit. America needs to pay attention. Michael Jackson is dead. Move on. There's two other songs that I like as well, Hot Mess and Imposter Syndrome. both steeped in self-loathing. Oh yeah, she's into girls and relates her self-doubt, identity issues, fear, etc. I dig the honesty. Too many artists, female included, are spending way too much time singing about how great they are, how good they are in bed, and how much money they have. I think it's weak and unrelatable. Like Ashnikko, Girli speaks her own truth. I love it. Which leads me to Delilah Bon. She is considerably more aggressive, almost anti-man, but actually more anti-bad man or bad men. Great song titles, Chop Dicks, I Don't Listen to You, and my favorite, Dead Men Don't Rape. That should be played at every prom. My favorite song by her is called Devil. She's basically screaming, I am the devil. It's fantastic, very catchy. The video, very strong as well. One thing I don't like is that I saw her do an a cappella performance on some French show that was basic as it gets. Too many oh. That Christina Aguilera crap is so played out. If you don't have a good lyric to put there, shut up or go back to the lab and spend more time. But it's just a waste. You're wasting my time and everyone else's. But other than that, when she sings and puts lyrics in there, excellent. Ashnikko's lyrics are so well crafted. Lots of hip hop has great lyrics, but often they're garbled and inaudible. What's the point? REM couldn't get beyond college radio until Michael Stipe started enunciating. So, speak clearly. So that's it for this one. If you're interested in what I've been up to, I have a new album out this month, Son of the Distinguished Devils. It's all reimagined versions of classic rock songs done with horns, lots of horns. There's actually 19 musicians on this album. That's a lot, especially if you're the one writing the checks. But if you want to get your music to be the best it can be, spend some money. I'm Vinnie Corbo. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening.